Good afternoon, my name is Patrick. You're very welcome to practice this afternoon. The theme of today's class is gratitude. So just to try and make us be grateful for everything we have. We'll see today what our bodies can do. So even being grateful for the fact that we're healthy, being able to enjoy practice and just being able to spend this time for ourselves. So just trying to focus on that and think about it during the class, anything that you're grateful for. We're going to start in Shavasana. Today's class will be challenging, so we'll have a nice rest at the start. So in Shavasana, lying legs out wide on the mat, feet, toes dropping out to the sides, hands wide on the mat also, and the palms facing up, keeping your eyes gently closed. So regardless of what's happening in your day today, just try to become present. Try to bring your attention to what we're doing for the next hour, focusing as always on physical sensations during the various asanas, and also focusing on the breath. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, try to focus on that. This is where you are breathing through a narrow restriction at the back of the throat and exhaling through this restriction. This has the effect of slowing down the breath and also can help to cool the body in heated asana practice. As always, do what you can. It's not a competition. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Just focus on your own practice. You know your own body, so take a rest whenever needed. It's fine to feel a stretch in a particular asana, but there should be no pain. So if you're feeling any pinching or discomfort, just back out of the pose and just do what you can, always focusing on your own body. So we're going to start bringing the attention to the breath, focusing as you inhale on the gentle rise of the abdomen. As you exhale, the abdomen sinking down towards the mat, without changing the rhythm of your breath. Just carry on like this for a few moments, just observing the gentle inflow and outflow of your breath. If thoughts occur, observe them, let them pass. Now I'm going to cultivate the breath, focusing on the longer exhales, and I'm using the metronome to help you with counting. Just go with your own, what you can do yourself. If you prefer to stick to your normal lower count on the inhale and exhale, that's fine. So whatever you feel like doing today. So at the end of the next exhale, if you hold your breath and inhale for a count of 4, exhale for 4. Inhale for 4, exhale 4. Inhale 4, exhale 4. Inhale 4, exhale 4. Inhale 4, exhale 6. Inhale 4, exhale 6. Inhale 4, exhale 6. Inhale 4. Exhale 6. Inhale 4. Exhale 8. Inhale 4. Exhale 8. Inhale 4. Exhale 8. Inhale 6. Exhale 8. Inhale 6. Exhale 8. Inhale 6. Exhale 8. Inhale 6. Exhale 8. Inhale 8. Exhale 8. Inhale 8. Exhale 8. Inhale 8. Exhale 8. Inhale 8. Exhale 8. Just returning to your natural breathing rhythm. So just throughout the practice, trying to always come back to the breath, particularly if your mind is wandering and you're having difficulty focusing on the asana, coming back to the breath and observing the length of inhale and exhale will also help you in the various asanas. For today's class, there will be quite a lot of core work, so just do what you can. I'll offer modifications. We're going to start in bridge pose. From Shavasana, just drawing your feet in flat on the mat, close to your glutes. Knees hip width apart. Hands, palms facing down. So take inhale, just pressing your lower spine into the mat. And an exhale, start to peel the vertebrae one at a time off the mat. Slowly and mindfully. And inhale, in reverse, slowly one vertebrae at a time, dropping the spine back onto the mat. Take an inhale, an exhale, peeling the spine up. Inhale, dropping the spine back onto the mat. Exhale, lifting up the vertebrae one at a time. Raising the shoulder blades off the mat. And inhale, in reverse, one vertebra at a time, dropping the sacrum back onto the mat. Carrying on like this at your own rhythm for a few moments. Coming back onto the mat, lifting your legs up into tabletop. Placing your hands behind your head, elbows wide. Take an inhale and an exhale. Engage the abdominals and lift your head and shoulders off the mat. Dropping back onto the mat. Do that 3 more times. Take an inhale, exhale, engage the abdominals. Try not to strain the neck. Inhale, lifting up. Dropping back down. 2 more times. Engage the abdominals. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Dropping back down. 1 more time. Focusing on the breath, keeping the breath slow and regular. This time again, we're going to, on exhale, lift up. On a point, the left toes, straighten the left leg, toes pointing out, and we're going to twist to the right. Come back to center, drawing the left leg to tabletop, straighten the right foot, twist the left. Coming back to center, and going down to the mat. We'll do that 2 more times. So exhale, lift up, dropping the left foot, toes pointing out, twist to the right. Trying to keep your right shoulder blade off the mat. Coming back to center, swapping legs, twisting to the left. Coming back to center, dropping onto the mat. 1 more time. Take an inhale, exhale, lift up. Point the left toes, twist to the right. Come back to center. Point the right toes. Straighten the right leg, twist the left. Come back to center, dropping it onto the mat. Dropping your feet back. Releasing your hands back down by your side. Just going to do some leg raises. So lifting, feet up high. Hamstrings may be tight, so straighten the legs as best you can today. Engage the abdominals. Dropping your feet down 30 degrees. Dropping the feet down another 30 degrees. Coming down to hover. Back up 30 degrees. 30 more. Straighten the legs. 2 more times. Engage the abdominals. Dropping the feet 30 degrees. Another 30 degrees. Coming to hover, hold it here. Back up 30 degrees. 30 more. Straighten the legs. 1 more time. Engage the abdominals, drop 30 degrees. Another 30. Come to hover. Back up 30. 30 more. Straighten the legs. And give your knees a gentle hug here. rock from side to side. Again, lifting the legs up high, pressing the lower back into the mat. Going to drop this time just the right leg to hover, lifting it back up, dropping the left leg, just doing that at your own pace, dropping the legs alternatively, right and left. Try not to allow your heels to touch off the mat. Again, giving your knees a well-deserved tug. From here, we're going to start to make rocking movements. And we're going to try and come to Vinyasa boat pose. So if it's possible to straighten your legs, no problem if there's a slight bend in the knees. From here, coming to canoe pose, Ardha Vinyasa. Back up to boat pose. 2 more times. Last time, coming to canoe, back up to boat pose. Dropping the feet onto the mat. Crossing the legs and coming to tabletop. Tabletop, making some gentle movements, just loosen out the spine, hips, rotating in opposite directions. Coming back to center, making some cat-cow. So an inhale, lifting the tailbone high, gaze up, arch the spine. Exhale, chin to chest, draw the tailbones under. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest. So always focus on the breath. Going to our normal wrist warm-up. Fingers pointing forward. Just gently rocking forwards and back. Engaging Hasta Bandha. Pressing the fingers into the mat like you're gripping the mat like claws. Come back to center. Turn the fingers out right and left over the sides of the mat, and again, making whatever movements feel comfortable. Coming back to center, and finally, pointing the fingers back at your knees. And again, making some gentle movements here, stretching out the wrists. It's always very useful for people that do a lot of work at a desk or at a PC. And coming back to tabletop. Tabletop, going to engage the core, going to point our right toes back, core is engaged, the glutes are strong, and likewise with the left hand, reaching the left hand forward, fingers are pointing forwards. I'm just going to pulse here for 10. So dropping the hand and the foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming back to tabletop. Changing sides, we're going to engage the abdominals and glutes. Straighten the left leg, pointing the toes back. Likewise, this time with the right arm. Engaging the right arm, fingers pointing forwards. We're going to again pulse for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going back to tabletop. From tabletop, we're going to come to plank pose. So we're going to again engage the abdominals, keep the hips high, core strong, glutes are engaged, legs are strong. From here, we're going to come into a side plank. We're going to drop our heels to the left. It's okay for your balance and your left shoulder is okay. Lifting your right arm high. It's fine to modify this if it's challenging by stepping in with your right foot. If you're feeling strong this afternoon, you can also lift the right leg. Dropping the right hand onto the mat. I'm going to come to the opposite side. This time, dropping the heels to the right. And again, if you're feeling strong, lifting your left hand high, engage at your left fingertips. Fine to modify by stepping in your left leg. Or if you're feeling strong, lifting your left leg. Coming back to center. From plank pose, we're going to come to our first down dog. Down dog, pressing into your hands, half the bands is engaged. Mindfully start to bend out the feet, doing it with the breath. Your hips are high, trying to keep a straight spine, trying to draw the shoulder blades together. Imagining you're pressing an imaginary softball between your elbows. Legs are engaged, quads are engaged. With slight bends in the knees is fine, trying to keep a straight spine. From down dog, starting to walk your feet forward behind your wrists. Grabbing opposite wrists or elbows. Slight bend in the knees is fine. Feet are hip width apart, allowing your upper body to drape down. If it feels good, you can start to stretch out the hamstrings here, engaging quads, straightening both legs, allowing the upper body to relax. Dropping your hands onto the mat, and knees is fine. Coming up to Tadasana. Standing in Tadasana, concentrating, focusing on Pada Bandha, pressing the four corners of your feet into the mat. Legs are engaged, quads, glutes are engaged, core engagement. The arms are hanging loosely from the shoulders, shoulder blades drawn back. gaze is straight ahead. And as always, it can be nice to close the eyes, using this asana as a mindful practice, focusing on where you feel the balance. Is it more on the right foot, on the left, on the big or little toe side, or the heels? Just focusing on subtle sensations, keeping your attention on the breath, which is slow and relaxed. Long, deep inhales and exhales. I'm going to continue our warm-up now with some moon salutations. So the inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping back with the right foot. Come into a high lunge. In high lunge, there's a bend in the front knee. Try not to let the left knee come past the left ankle. Both legs are engaged. Bring your arms to cactus, drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, dropping your hands both sides of the left foot. Stepping back to plank pose. Come into half or full chaturanga. So keeping the elbows tucked in, dropping slowly. Come into cobra or up dog. Back up to down dog. Taking 3 breaths here. Inhale, the right leg high. Open the right hip. Stacking the hips, lifting the right knee high. Drawing the right foot towards the right buttocks. Straightening the leg. Stepping the right leg forward. Stepping the left foot forward. Coming to a half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, come into Tadasana. Inhale, lift up, gaze at the fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping the left leg back. Coming to high lunge. Again, bend in the front knee. Bring the arms to cactus, drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, dropping the hands, stepping back to plank pose. Come into your half or full chaturanga, core is engaged, glutes are engaged, elbows tucked in. Come into cobra up dog. Back up to down dog. Again in down dog, trying to keep a straight spine, trying to keep the hips high. Arms are strong and engaged. Inhale. This time lift the left leg high, open the left hip, stacking the hips, lifting the left knee high, drawing the heel towards the buttocks. Square up the hips. Stepping your left foot forward inside your left thumb, stepping the right foot forward to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Slight back bend. Exhale, come into Tadasana. We'll just do that one more time. Inhale, reach up, we're in Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, take the right foot back. Come into high lunge, cactus arms. Exhale, dropping the hands both sides of the left foot. Stepping back to plank pose. Half or full chaturanga. Coming to cobra up dog. Back up to down dog. Lifting the right foot high, opening the right hip, square up the hips, stepping the right foot in, side the right hand, left foot forward to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping the left foot back. Again, on the inhale, coming to a high lunge. Arms to cactus, drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, dropping your hands both sides of the right foot. Stepping back to plank pose. Coming to half or full chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Back up to down dog. Lifting the left leg high. Opening the left hip. Squaring the hips. Stepping the left foot in. Side the left thumb. Right foot forward to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, Vinyasa. Exhale, Samasti. And just shutting your eyes for a moment, focusing on your breath. Opening your eyes and turning around to the right. Inhale, lifting the arms up high, core is engaged, slight back bend. If you wish, you can take Kali Mudra, interlock your fingers, index fingers pointing up. We're going to engage the core, make space between the vertebrae. We're going to bend to the left. Coming back to center. Inhale. Engage the abdominals, exhale. Bend to the right. Come back to center. Inhale, make yourself tall, make space between the vertebrae. This time on exhale, you want to engage the core and back bend. Pushing your hips forward. Try not to drop your head back too far. So the muscles are engaged. And going back to center. Going back to Tadasana. Take a big step to the right with your right foot. 3 to 4 feet. And come to star pose. From star pose, we're going to come to goddess pose. So turning your feet out, right and left. Drawing the shoulder blades together, arms in cactus. Knees in line with the ankles. Dropping down, core is engaged, glutes are engaged. Coming back to center. From here, we're going to turn our left foot in, turn the right foot out. We're going to come to warrior two. So warrior two, right fingertips are pointing over the back of the mat in line with your toes. Both arms are strong. Strong bend in the right knee, which again is not going past the right ankle. Warrior two, we're going to reverse our warrior, sliding our left hand down the left leg. Bring the right arm up and over. Gazing at our fingertips. We're going to interlink our fingers behind your back. And here we're going to come to humble warrior. Dropping down to the left side of the forward foot. Come back to center. Come into warrior two. From warrior two, we're going to come to warrior one. So we're starting to square our hips towards the back of the mat. It's fine to make extra space by moving your left foot out to the side of the mat. From here, we're going to come to a high lunge. From a high lunge, we're going to come to warrior three. Both legs are strong. Core strong, engaged, glutes are strong. From here with control, stepping back to a high lunge. And warrior one, going to warrior two. Turning the left, toes out. Right toes again, 45 degrees or more, depending on your flexibility in your hips. And coming to goddess pose. Trying to drop your sit bone down. The core is strong, legs are strong. Both hips are externally rotating. Shoulder blades drawn together. We are coming to star pose. Dropping your arms out to the sides. Going to turn to the left. Coming to warrior two. So the left toes are now pointing over the top of your mat. Right toes pointing in at 45 degrees. Both arms are strong and engaged. Left fingertips in line with the left toes. We're going to reverse our warrior, sliding the right hand down, gazing the left fingertips. From here, we're going to interlink our fingers. We're going to come to humble warrior. Both legs are strong, dropping your head down towards the mat. Come back up center. Coming to warrior two, warrior one. Again, squaring your hips towards the top of the mat. Trying to drop your right foot out to the right. And from here, coming to a high lunge. And coming to warrior three. Both legs are strong, core is engaged, glutes are strong. With control, slightly bending the left knee, stepping back to a high lunge and coming to warrior two. Coming to goddess pose, both feet turned out. Star pose, both hands pointing out. Turning both feet in, stepping towards the front of your mat. Come into Tadasana. Just going to repeat that sequence now and add a couple of things. So the inhale, reaching up, taking a big step to the right. Come into star pose. Goddess pose, turning both feet out. Ankles in line with the toes, core is engaged, shoulder blades drawn together. Coming back to star pose. Coming to warrior two on the right. Right toes pointing towards the back of the mat. Left foot turned in 45 degrees. Bend in the right knee. Arms are engaged. From here we're going to reverse our warrior. Coming back to warrior two. Warrior two, we're going to come to extended side angle. We can drop the right elbow onto right knee. Left arm up and over. It's in your practice, you can drop the right hand, the big toe side of the right foot. You can also draw your left arm back, and it's in your practice, go for the bind. Opening your heart, gazing up towards the sky. Coming back to warrior two. Warrior two, coming to warrior one. Squaring your hips to the front of the mat. From here, coming to a high lunge. From a high lunge, coming to warrior three. This time from warrior three, we're going to do a bit of balancing. So we're going to try and stay on the right foot. Drawing the left knee high. We're going to place our left hand or left knee, dropping our left hand down towards the foot. From here, we're going to come to dancer pose. Kicking into your left hand with your left foot, engaging the core, and folding forward. Trying to get your left foot high. No problem if this pose is challenging. Take your time. If you drop out, but no problem just to try again. It's not a competition. From dancer, again, letting go of the foot. Lifting your left knee high. And with control, stepping back to a high lunge. Dropping the left heel. Coming to star pose. Goddess pose. Drawing the shoulder blades together. See if you can drop your hips a little bit lower. Back up to star pose. We're going to repeat that on the left hand side. So we're turning our left toes towards the front of the mat. Both arms are engaged. Coming to warrior two. Reversing your warrior. Sliding the right hand down the right leg. Interlocking your fingers. Coming to humble warrior. Dropping your head down towards the mat. Lifting your hands high, getting a good stretch for the shoulders. And come back up to warrior two. From warrior two, come into extended side angle. Again, dropping the left elbow onto left knee, and there's a deep bend in the forward, the left knee. within your practice, dropping the left hand on the big toe side, or you can go for the bind, dropping your right hand back towards the sacrum, binding hands, opening your heart, trying to stop your knee, your left knee, from coming inwards. Going back to warrior two. From warrior two, coming to warrior one, squaring your hips towards the top of the mat. From warrior one, coming to high lunge, and coming to warrior three. Again, both legs are strong. You're not locking at your knee, but your left leg's engaged. Focusing on Padabandha. Again, from here, we're going to lift your left knee high, dropping the right hand onto the right knee, sliding the right hand down, and coming to dancer pose. Kicking the right foot into the right hand, core strong and engaged. You're probably to use a wall if you're struggling with balance. With control, again lifting the right knee high, arms up high. With control, stepping back to a high lunge. This time, dropping the hands off the mat, both sides of your left foot, and coming to child's pose. Trying to keep your big toes together, knees wide on the mat. Again, taking a few moments here to focus on sensations you felt so far. Focusing on the breath. Deep inhales, slow exhales. In child's pose, we're going to come to down dog. We're going to walk our feet into the middle of the mat. We're going to come to a yogi squat balasana. The toes are pointing out. You're dropping down. It's fine to sit in the block and place the block. This feels better today. You're feeling strong. Using your knees. Your elbows are also push your knees out to the sides. Legs are also engaged and externally rotating. From here, we're going to sit onto the mat. We're going to come to Baddha butterfly pose. May feel good to sit on a block for this pose. If your hamstrings are tight, it can make the pose a little bit more accessible. You're pressing the soles of your feet together. Try to keep the core engaged. Now you step to fold forward. So initially with a strong core, trying to keep the spine straight. Then allowing everything to round forward. Placing your hands behind you, fingers pointing back, pressing the soles of the feet together and lifting up, drawing the shoulder blades together, trying to press the knees down to the sides. From here we're going to come to tabletop, crossing the feet, over to tabletop. From tabletop, we're going to get our knees wide on the mat or beyond the mat. We're going to come to gecko pose first. On a side gecko, push your right foot out to the right. And then bring the right foot back. Coming back onto your knees. Swapping sides. This time stepping, pushing the left foot out to the side. Left foot going back. Coming to gecko on this side. From here, drawing the left knee forward. And coming to frog pose. And frog pose, it's quite a deep stretch in the adductor muscles, the inside of the leg, sternal rotators in the hips. Trying to keep your feet together. Allowing the knees to slide out to both sides. You can place a towel or blanket under your knees if it's uncomfortable. From frog pose, placing your arm in Sphinx. So your forearms are on the mat, forearms are parallel. And from here, coming to upward dog, upward frog, pressing both hands into the mat. Allowing your feet this time to go wide. It's an upward wide frog. We're stepping back into tabletop, making whatever movements feel comfortable to loosen out the hips after that challenging asana. Do some cat cows to realign the spine. Next pose we're coming to is Ustrasana camel pose. So our knees are hip width apart. Come up onto our knees. Placing your hands on your hips. Depending on your spinal extension ability this afternoon, toes can be pointed under or pressed back into the mat. It's just important in this pose just to go to your limitation. You shouldn't feel any pinching in the lower spine. We're going to an inhale, make yourselves tall, make space between the vertebrae, engaging the glutes, engaging the core, drawing the shoulder blades together. We're going to allow our hips to move forward and to fold backwards. Careful not to drop the head back too far to protect the neck. If this is your limit this afternoon, that's absolutely fine. You're still getting the benefit of a great back extension. If you're feeling okay, dropping your right hand onto your right heel, left hand onto the left heel, keeping the core engagement, drawing the shoulder blades together, trying to push the hips forward. Trying to keep the breathing regular. Coming out of the asana with control, engaging the core, placing the right hand down the left, back on the hips, and coming back up center. Again, taking a child's pose, just to counteract the spinal extension. Coming back up to tabletop, and again, making whatever movements feel comfortable. From here, we're going to do one inversion. Again, if inversion is not in your practice, no problem, I'll offer modifications. We're going to come to a forearm plank, so we're going to drop our forearms onto the mat, shoulder width apart, stepping back into a forearm plank. So again, the hips are not sinking, the core is engaged, the legs are strong, the glutes are strong. From here, we're going to come to dolphin pose. We're going to walk our feet in. If you're feeling okay, lift your left foot high, dropping the left foot and raising up the right. Coming, dropping the knees back onto the mat. If you wish to take an inversion here, you can take pincha, take headstand, even handstand if you're feeling energetic. If you're not used to practicing inversions, being very careful, don't jump into a headstand, always use a wall, that's safer. And if you wish, you can take a child's pose, you can take another dolphin pose. You can also take a shoulder stand. Shoulder stand. You can place a bolster blanket. Keeping the core engaged. Toes pointing up. You can also do shoulder stand against the wall. It's a nice starter practice. If you're taking headstand, normally teach that by interlocking your fingers, pressing your head, grounding your head into your hands, keeping the elbows hip width apart. Using your core to lift your feet high. Coming down with control. With pincha, keeping the forearms parallel, or it's fine to interlock your fingers. Again, probably safer to use a wall. Walking your feet forwards with control. Coming into your shoulder stand. If you're against a wall, try with control to come away from the wall. and coming down with control. So you can practice away for a few minutes. No problem. Like people tend to get very enthusiastic about inversions. Now, when you're finished inverting, we're going to come to Dandasana staff pose. Legs are strong and engaged. Feet are pointing towards an imaginary wall. Back of the knees pressed into the mat. Trying to keep the spine straight. Find sit in a block if your hamstrings are very tight. From here, going to point your hands, fingers pointing back, using the arms to fold forward with a straight spine. Doesn't matter how far you fold forward, it's more important to keep the spine engaged. And from there, allowing everything to round, grabbing your big toes, feet or ankles, and trying to straighten the legs. Trying to engage muscles in the legs, pressing the back of both knees into the mat. Elbows dropping out to the sides. From here we're coming back up to Dandasana with control, dropping down onto the mat. We're going to take a revolved twist, so we're going to walk our feet in close to our glutes. Arms out to a figure T or cactus. With control, allowing the knees to drop to the right. Gaze at the left fingertips. Keeping both shoulder blades pressed into the mat. Taking a few breaths here. Coming back to center. Allowing the knees to drop, this time to the left. Gazing at the right fingertips. Coming back to center. Hugging the knees in. Realign the spine. Gently rocking from side to side. Coming to happy baby. Grabbing the outside of the feet from the inside of the knees. Making whatever movements feel comfortable. You can draw your knees down towards the shoulders, trying to keep the lower spine pressed into the mat. You can rock from side to side. From here, lifting legs high, hands high, just shaking our hands and feet, releasing any tension from the arms and legs. When you're ready, coming to your final Shavasana, dropping one leg to the outside of the mat. Likewise, the left, the opposite leg. Hands are wide on the mat. Palms facing up. Gently closing your eyes. Bringing your attention back to all that your body has done. That strenuous practice. Focusing on any sensations that you're feeling. Bringing your attention back to your breath. Just going to do a body scan, just to relax yourselves after that strenuous practice. Bring the attention to the right side of the body. Focus on the right thumb. index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, the wrist, forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the right side of the waist, the right hip, thigh, the knee, calf, the ankle, the heel, sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Bring the attention to the left side of the body. Focus on thumb, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, the wrist, forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, shoulder, left side of the waist, left hip, thigh, the knee, calf, the heel, the ankle, sole of the foot, the top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Focusing on the back of the body, back of the head, back of the neck, the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, the whole length of the spine, the right buttock, left buttock, right thigh, left thigh, the right calf, left calf, the right heel, the left heel. Focusing on the front of the body, top of the head, forehead, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, space between the eyebrows, the right ear, the left ear, the right eye and eyelid, the left eye and eyelid, the right nostril, left nostril, the right cheek, left cheek, inside the right cheek, inside of the left cheek, tongue, the upper lip, the lower lip, both lips touching together, the chin, the front of the neck, the right collarbone, the left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, the navel, the lower abdomen, all of the pelvic area, all of the right arm, all of the left arm, all of the right leg, all of the left leg. The whole body totally relaxed, sinking into the mat, observing points of contact between your body and the mat. Bring your attention back to your breath, focusing as you inhale the gentle rise of the abdomen, and as you exhale, the abdomen sinking down towards the mat. Visualizing now your entire body surrounded by magnificent white light, and on an inhale, imagine drawing this light into every cell of the body, light coming into the crown chakras, all of the other chakras. With each inhale, your body becoming immersed in this magnificent white light. Visualizing this light as the healing energy of the universe, healing and energizing every cell of your body. Visualize yourself lying in perfect stillness on the mat. Every cell of your body, every fiber of your being, glowing with magnificent white light. Staying in this place for a few moments. Starting to focus again on the breath. The physical sensations in the body. To waken up the physical body, start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Make circular movements with the wrists and ankles. Rock the head from side to side. You wish to take a deep inhale, stretching your arms up overhead, feeling a deep stretch from the tips of your fingers to your toes. Exhale, side out. One more deep, nourishing inhale, side out. Giving your knees one last well-deserved hug. And taking as much time as you need, turning to the right-hand side. And again, taking your time, pressing your left hand into the mat, coming up to any comfortable seated position. Keeping your eyes gently closed. You may wish to place your hands in Namaskar. Again, bringing your focus back to gratitude. Be grateful for everything that your body has done during the practice. Being grateful for the energy that your fellow yogis and yoginis created. I'd like to thank you sincerely for allowing me to lead your practice this afternoon. Hope you all have a great weekend. Namaste.